I take no credit for this quick little mind trick that you can use on yourself. Actually, thank you to viewers. Thank you to those that follow on social media. But I want to just give you credit and talk about it because, yeah, well done on your part. This trick is all about, well, actually, let me take a step back. What am I talking about? Mind tricks. If you've never traded before, just realize that one of the first things you need to do as a trader is realize that a lot of it is all up here. There are voices in your head that you don't even know you have, but after you put real money on the line and you start to see the values of that money go up, go down, go up, you will be introduced to many voices that, like I said, you didn't know existed. And as I say on the podcast all the time, yeah, it's us traders, we sound like a bunch of lunatics because we're always talking about these voices in our heads and this voice wants us to do that, that voice wants to do something else, but it's true. So I realize if you've never traded before, we sound like lunatics, but after you get in the, get some money on the line, you'll know exactly what I mean. So that's what the whole premise of this is based around, is how can you kind of shut up those voices? How can you keep things in perspective so that you don't go and do something stupid from a mental perspective? And in trading, one of the key things that you need to realize, because it's one of the, one of those big old pitfalls, is forcing a trade. Just doing another trade for whatever reason. In many cases, it's you're looking at some sort of an amount and you're thinking, I'm not quite happy with that. So then you go and you kind of imagine a setup that's not really a setup that matches your strategy, but then you put a trade on and then all of a sudden things get messy in a hurry. So that's what this whole little mind trick is based around, is how to not force a trade. And again, just to reiterate, I am giving credit where credit is due. I've had a few different people do this, and it really has helped me out going forward. So it really all boils around to what I kind of like to call, and I'm going to just call, the per hour mind trick. Per hour of what? Well, we have Jimbo. I don't think I've ever used Jimbo before, so we're going to go with Jimbo. And he works, at some sort of job. I don't know what that job is, but he makes, I don't know, let's just call it $25 an hour. And maybe you know where I'm headed with this. Like I said, it's nothing complicated, but those are the best mind tricks when it's not complicated. But Jimbo makes $25 an hour. And on social media, I'll post, trades and such, and I'll make a little commentary about them. And sometimes, I'll make comments like, not kind of a rough morning, or I wish I could have done better. And, just something like that. And maybe I'm posting something where it's, let me change up the colors here, where it's like a $200 morning or a $200 day. So this is for the entire day, made $200. But, when I say day, I'm talking about, maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Usually for my personal trading strategy, I try to be done within 90 minutes. So this, when I say day, is really more so, 90 minutes. But regardless, that's essentially what's going on here for me is, as a day trader, about 90 minutes. And, I posted that, and then people have come and said, hey, at my job, or, they equate to maybe other situations where, like, think about, Jimbo. That is how many hours would it take Jimbo to make $200? Well, 4 hours equals $100. So what took me about 90 minutes would take Jimbo an entire 8 hours. And remember, that 90 minutes or that day is spent, just kind of doing my own thing, because I work from home and all that sort of good stuff. Now, and that assumes it takes a whole day. But let's say, in all reality, like I said, 90 minutes. So $200 compared to what takes Jimbo 8 hours to make, that quickly puts context around $200 that, oh, wow, $200 in 90 minutes and 60 minutes. If you watch my live trade video, sometimes it's $300 in a matter of 10 minutes. But the point here is that keep this in mind. If you're looking at a number and you're thinking, oh, I'm not happy with it for insert blank, insert for whatever reason why you're not happy with a number, now put in the per hour. Start to use the per hour trick. What about somebody making $25 an hour? What about, one of those jobs where you're making maybe just minimum wage? What about 10? What about 15? And then, run the quick calculation. Like I said, I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence here, but I think you get the idea that, yeah, you'll quickly like, oh, wow. What I just made for clicking a few buttons for, an X amount of time worth of work compared to what somebody has to work an entire day for, that's actually not that bad. So I probably shouldn't go out there and force a trade, based on this. So I hope this helps, but, nothing, like I said, complicated. but a very efficient and a very quick rule to trick yourself into not wanting to go and force a trade. So again, I'm not happy with the trade for insert reason. I don't know. How long would it take somebody, working $25 an hour take to make that amount? What about $10 an hour? I mean, had I used $10 an hour here, which I believe is above minimum wage, maybe depending on what state you live in or city, but the math even gets that much more in my favor of, okay, wow, maybe you're not happy with $200, but you know what? It could be, there's other people out there that would have worked a lot longer than that to make that. So yeah, don't force trades. If you can feel that maybe a forced trade is coming on, just think about and use the per hour trick. If you are out there trading alone currently and maybe are in the market looking for a community to join to assist you in your trading or to just help you, give you another set of eyeballs, then I do have a private trading community where you can trade alongside me and other experienced traders. So what you see popping up on the screen right now is both an information link. So if you click on the inner circle one, that is going to take you to the page where I explain all the details of what exactly come with the community, both the chat room and the newsletter. And then the other image that has popped up is a behind the scenes tour where you can see exactly what is going to be contained within the community. I take you through, like I said, a behind the scenes tour of everything, and that way you'll know precisely what you are getting when you join. So definitely check that stuff out if you are interested and thinking about wanting to join a community, and let me know if you have any questions.